everybody. Today we're going to talk about hobbies and what you want to do. Say if it's raining outside and there's nothing on TV, what you want to do if you have nothing to do. Hobbies are something that you can do that are pretty inexpensive. You can pick one that doesn't have to cost you a small fortune. Like for instance, I do crocheting. There are numerous websites on the internet that can show you how to teach you how to crochet. A very good website would be allcrochet.com. They're all free patterns. There's some you have to pay for, some you don't have to pay for. There are videos that you can go and get to actually teach you how to crochet different stitches. I think Songbird's called one of them. When I was in Canada, that's how I learned how to crochet. I went on the internet and just followed the steps. I went to the thrift store. I bought used yarn. You can buy them. They come in bags that are brand new, but half of the price of as you would pay in the store. Another hobby could be cooking. There are thousands and thousands of websites on the internet where you can get free recipes. They even go step by step and show you how to make the casserole, or if you want to make a casserole or whatever you want to cook, it'll show you on there. Allrecipe.com is a great one. I get Betty Crocker. Every imaginable food company that you can think of has a website that can give you free recipes. There's also videos. Bobby Flay has a few good videos on there. You can get Emerald Lagasse. He's got fantastic videos of his program. And of course you can watch TV and get off the Food Network, which is what I watch all the time. Chopped. So they can show you what to do. If you don't want to do cooking or you want to bake, you can make cakes. Cooking is a little more difficult because baking is a little more difficult because you have to exactly follow the recipe to bake. Cooking, you can spice it up or tone it down to whatever you want. Baking, you have to follow the recipe pretty much to the T. That's the only difference between cooking and baking. But there's plenty of websites that can tell you the difference between both of them. When I do my baking, I use allfreebaking.com. That's another great website. Taste of Home has fantastic recipes on there. Food Network, again, has really good recipes that you can follow if you want to bake, or you want to make holiday cookies, or you want to do your Thanksgiving dinner, your Christmas dinner, what have you. They're just as good as well. I also like to do beading, and that's a little more tedious than crocheting or cooking because you have to have good eyesight to do that and good lighting. And depending on the size of the beads, I use the real tiny ones, which is really hard on your eyes, but there's 1,000 different websites on the internet that you can use as well. There's Around the Beading Table, which features mostly Victorian style beading, where you can do real fancy earrings and fancy necklaces and bracelets, all kinds of stuff. You can use crystals, you can use plastic beads, you can use gemstones. The thing with beading is you can't really get them in a thrift store, and if you do, they're going to be junk. And you don't want to use junk. You want to go to either Michael's or Joann's. You can order them offline, but then half the time you have to pay for shipping, so you have to see who runs the better deal. Michael's, I know the craft store usually runs sales on certain days for certain things. They also run sales on their yarn if you decide to do, crocheting or knitting, which I haven't tried knitting, but you can try crocheting. They have really good deals on there. You can buy cotton, you can buy baby yarn, you can buy Angora, you can buy t-shirts where they actually cut the t-shirts up and then put them all together, and you can make stuff out of old used t-shirts, which is pretty cool. Crocheting, I think, is probably the cheaper of the two. I mean, you do have to buy certain needles for different, your gauges of your whatever you want to make, but I don't usually follow the gauges. I just see what I have on it. Same thing with the yarn. It doesn't, if they call for, 9 whatever of the yarn, you can use that. I don't follow it. They have You can go to AC Moore as well as Michael's. They also have a great deal on their crocheting. If you want to do, back to my beading, Jonah, I'm jumping again. If you want to go back to your beading, you can do anything from, I mean, the sky's the limit. And it certainly beats, you know, getting into more expensive crafts or hobbies. It doesn't take a lot of brain power. I mean, once you get the hang of the first few steps on beading, for instance, you know, I started making daisy chains for everybody. And I still have 1,000 daisy chains at home. But I was doing daisy chains for everybody. And I mean, once you get the first pattern down on doing that, everything else should pretty much flow. There's different stitches in beading as well. You know, they call some are herringbone, some are, you know, lacy stitch. It's just all whatever you want to do. All whatever you want to fill your void time in with, instead of sitting there going, well, I have nothing to do when it's raining outside and TV sucks, which it does. Do find a hobby. Hobbies are just, you know, it's a good thing to do. Thank you. Was that 5 minutes?
Over 5.
Oh.